Good morning. It is Sunday the 2nd of April and today is it's a cold, dull day, but there's no rain forecast. I've got nothing else on, so I've got a full day to spend at the allotment and the garden. So today we're going to get a lot of jobs done. That's the plan. So before I head down to the allotment and we start on job number 1, I have a correction to make from last week's episode with the potting up of the dahlias. Do you remember the dahlia that I was super excited about because it seemed to have so many shoots coming off of it and I thought it was going to be the most ginormous plant? Turns out it was diseased. I want to thank Betty Boop on here and Dahlia Farmerama on Instagram for confirming that my poor little dahlia has gall. So just in case you're worried about this with your own dahlias, I'll do this in natural light so you can get a really good look at a diseased dahlia. There we go. Poor little thing. That is what you don't want to see on a dahlia. Now I have labelled that Night Queen, but when I look back on my video I was talking about fancy pants. Clearly my labelling, however hard I try, didn't quite succeed. So I think this is fancy pants, not Night Queen, which was the only fancy pants I had. So that's a bit of a shame. Maybe there's some tubers that I left because I'm pretty sure I had 3 or 4 of these plants, so they might pop up in the flower borders that I didn't actually lift in the autumn. But hey ho, that's one dahlia down. Let's just look at the ranunculus to feel better about that. I brought the ranunculus outside. I'm hardening off ranunculus, broad beans, and the Tortondine kale. Been doing that all week, but we now have once again minus temperatures forecast. So I don't know. I really want to get those potatoes in, and at some point you've just got to bite the bullet and do it, haven't you? So that might go on the plan for today. In the meantime, my poor little diseased dahlia is going in the bin. Okay, not suitable for the compost apparently, into the council bin. I guess I'll have to wash that pot as well. Disinfect it. Anyway, on to job number 1. I'm compiling a pile of stuff to take down the allotment, including bare root trees, other various things, and 8 bags of rabbit poop. So job number 1 is to get all that in the car down to the allotment, unloaded, and then start some actual proper planting jobs. Okay, I'm at the plot, but so is everybody else. Busy day on Sunday mornings. So I've unloaded the car and I've put the bare root plants in a bucket of water to soak. So I think what I'm going to do first of all is just lay a bit more cardboard to make it just a bit safer to walk around because it is so flooded and very slippery. So that is job 1. Oh no, job 2. Okay, That's slightly better. That's used a whole pile of the cardboard and some hardboard that I had as well, because it's just so wet. It's crazy. But yeah, this is the slightly better looking cardboard path. What do you think, Dory? Good job? Good job. Just taking a little break. And the sun has come out, which was unexpected. I've done a little bit more clearing of the cardboard because it was starting to kill the grass at the bottom of the plot, which is not what I wanted. That grass is fine. So I've shoved that over to one side, brought all the rabbit poop down to this side. Had a word with my plot neighbour, Jim, who I was telling about my plan to, well, I haven't told you, but I have a plan to use the rabbit poop to earth up the potatoes. But he said you need to leave the rabbit manure for a year like you would any other manure. Whereas I had read that rabbit manure doesn't need that. Any experts watching, do let me know. I mean, he is an expert because he said he used to have a rabbit farm, so you would think he would know. But I had read online that rabbit poop can go straight onto the ground. I mean, clearly it goes straight onto the ground when rabbits do poop. Wild rabbits, Dory. But yeah, so he said you could filter it out, filter the poop out from the rest of the stuff and use the rest of the stuff to do the earthing up and put the rabbit poop aside for a year. But that sounds like hard work. So I'll think on that one. Oh, sun's gone back in. Probably time to do job 3, Dory, which is the bare root trees, I think. Bare root tree. So I've got a plum tree. It's an opal plum, bare root. Cost me £8, but it's a good size. I mean, bargain. So I'm thinking I'm going to put that in that middle bed, which another plot owner told me was a kind of underperforming bed. So I thought I might make that into a bit of a perennial tree and shrub bed, and also use that one to dig a wildlife pond. At least that's the plan at some point. And I would like to say Dory is being very good today. I mean, she's done a little bit of barking as people have passed by, but I'm actually sitting in her basket at the moment. And was it Miss A who told me, observed that Dory was better in the videos when she got to sit on a cushion on a chair? So that's what we're testing out today, isn't it? Okay. Oh, sun's back out. Back to work. job, was that 3 done? Oh, thank you, Dory. Oh, we'll have a sit down. Oh, come on in. Yeah, I think that was job 3. That was quite successful. I feel like I'm getting my fruit tree planting techniques down quite well. Did the square hole as I did before, so those roots can get into the corners and hopefully travel far and wide instead of going round and round. I put the stake in first this time before filling the hole, so improved there, although I haven't got any more old tights to make the figure of 8 to hold the tree to the stake, but I'll do that eventually. And then I've just mulched with a bit of the rabbit stuff, completely ignoring Jim's advice. I chose the opal tree. They did also have Victoria plum, but I think my plum at home is a Victoria, although I gave it a massive prune last year at some point, maybe May time, when I did the compost bins, because the plum tree is just in front of the compost bins and was poking me in the face every time I went by. And also there were very damaged, diseased looking branches, so I gave it a really good prune, but there's lots of new shoots this year, so although I don't have much hope of it fruiting this year, I don't seem to have killed it. Nevertheless, yes, hello. So yeah, so I've got that's very cute, Ori, doing a little paw thing. Although I've already got 1 plum and my mum has a load of damson trees, I would really like a green gauge or a yellow plum, but I've got another purple one. So this isn't a nice shot, Dory. I don't think we want that on the video. That's better. Sat down now. Look at this sunny weather, Dory. This was not forecast. Oh, it's glorious. Shall we do the other jobs or just lay here? No, let's do our other jobs. So I've got 2 other bare root plants to go in. The gooseberry and the blackcurrant that were gifted by my Auntie Susan. Oh, and I also have what I think is a goji berry that popped up in the garden, because I have got a goji berry in the garden, although it's never fruited. It grows like billio, and there's been blossom but no actual fruits, but a new shoot of it seems to have come up, so I dug it up to bring here. So in this perennial bed with the plum tree at the kind of corner here, I'm going to put the gooseberry on one side, the blackcurrant on the other, and then maybe the goji berry there as well. Oh, at this rate I'll be digging a pond today. No. Okay. Oh, wet boots on the bum. Goji berry, blackcurrant, which has some little buds, so I'm hopeful for it, and the gooseberry looks brilliant. Nice roots, the roots on it as well. So I'm thinking goji there, blackcurrant there, gooseberry here, or something like that. We'll see how it goes. This is going very successfully, I think. I've only fallen over once and not on camera. So, plum tree, goji berry, super wet. I haven't watered that one in because it basically went into a well. Yeah, super wet. And then blackcurrant and gooseberry, green gooseberry. There we go, little perennial patch. Here's the bulrushy pampas grass thing. That's where I'm thinking the pond will go, which I figure if I dig just one little bit, it would just fill with water at the moment. So it's definitely a dip anyway in the bed, and water collects all along here. In fact, you can see under the bulrush how they're not like frogs and animals living in there already. Maybe there are, just haven't seen them yet. Jim was saying there are lots of foxes. He has a camera, and the foxes were playing in his pea bed, and he said as soon as the foxes left, you saw all the rats come on. But that is the nature of an allotment, sharing with the wildlife, which is what I want. That's why I want to do a pond, to attract more wildlife. Loads of worms as I was doing this cardboard, so that's really encouraging as well. Okay, so what are we on to? Job 4. Where's my dog gone? Oh, Dory. Again, it just has to be in somebody else's plot. Yes, back over. Back over. Come on, Dory. Oh my goodness. Made a meal of that. Oh, now you've got caught in your lead. Yes. Let's get you back in your basket. That's better. That's better. Sit here in the sun. Who's this? Who's this? Yeah, you've even got your little toy with you. It's a good life, Dory. It's a good life. Okay, what are we on then? Job 5? Oh, I lost count. Now, I'm going to cause some... Oh, look at me. I need more sleep. I'm going to cause some controversy here. I'm going to plant into the ground, not a container, Jerusalem artichokes. That was a terrible shot. Let's get back in the sunshine. Jerusalem artichokes. There we go. Not only am I causing controversy with those, this will be the real divider. Horseradish. Now, both the artichokes and the horseradish. Can I come sit with you again, Dory? Is that okay? Can we both fit on? No, don't eat the horseradish. Oh, yeah. Come on. There we go. Oh, that's better. Sit down. Oh, she really likes the horseradish. Both of these are from the Company Shop supermarket. So they're supermarket tubers, are they called? 50p. I mean, 50p. I have Googled and watched a video, and apparently you can just plant them straight into the ground as they are. I might have to double check the right way up. I know they are invasive. Once you put them in, both of these, you're never going to get rid. But I've got this huge plot that I need to fill with things. And I want perennials. And I want horseradish. And I don't want to grow in a container. I want to grow in the ground. Now, whether this soil is good for these things, so clayey, very wet, probably not. But I'm going to give it a go anyway. Plus, I was watching Charles Dowding, and he said if you do want to get rid of Jerusalem artichokes, you can. It is possible. I have got Jerusalem artichokes growing at home, but in a really shady spot, so they didn't do very well, although I had to dig about, and there are some in there, but I've just left them to try again this year. So this is an entirely sunny spot, so they will get sun wherever I put them. I think I want to put them in a line. This is a little paw thing. Oh, yeah, she's not going to do it now. Won't do it for the camera. Don't be cute for the camera. What was I saying? Yes, here. I'll turn you around. So, get Dory's head out the way. There's where I've just created... Dory, stop sniffing it. This is where I've just created the plum tree perennial bit. This is where my garlic and onions are. I'm thinking I want to do a row of artichokes there. So artichokes grow lovely and big, and they have the nice sunflower, so I'll get my finger out of the way, big sunflowers on top. So that will create a screen between the two plots. You know, just to kind of envelope my plot a little bit more. I would like to give it a sense of a border, really. Oh, I know, you're so pretty. Now, the horseradish is another matter. Where should the horseradish go? Maybe that should go in this bed that I've just put the berries and plum tree in, if that is sort of the less productive bed anyway. You remember when I was deciding where to put these trees, and I was very indecisive about it, and going around and looking at other people's plots to see how they'd done things. And we're like a month later, and I'm just like, whack it in, find somewhere, just stick it there. Let's just get some stuff in the ground. Although the big decision yet to be made today is where the first early potato is going to go. What time is it? Is it lunchtime yet, Dory? My plan was to spend this morning on the plot and this afternoon in the home garden. Oh yeah, it's gone 12 o'clock. We should probably get cracking. I think planting all the potatoes is going to take a little while. Hey. Right, let's try and do this all before 1. Go, go, go. I'm going about 30 centimetres apart, and they're going to go about 10 centimetres, 10 to 15 centimetres deep. I've done 2 rows. I think that will make a lovely big leafy screen with beautiful yellow flowers on top in the summer. So I've decided to plant 1 horseradish at home and 1 here. I'm going to plant it here. So there's the plum tree, the leeks, wallflowers. I'm just going to stick it here. And this will be where the pond will be. So I think that's a nice place to put it, next to the pond. If you saw me smiling while I was doing that, it's because I really don't think that will grow. I don't think those artichokes will grow. The ground is so wet. I'm sure they're just going to rot in the ground. But if you don't try, you'll never know, hey? Could be surprised. Right, I need to pick a dry patch for the potatoes. That's the next job, Dory. Here are my first early potatoes. Beautifully chitted. I just put them in this shoebox to bring down here, so I didn't knock off any of these beautiful shoots that have emerged from the chitting process. So I have my 2 varieties, which are Red Duke of York and Maris Bard. Now, as I say, I want to find a drier part of the plot, which I think is going to be the front of the plot. My idea was that it would go in this bed, this one. It's a long bed, so I could just do one row of each variety. Somebody I spoke to on the plot recommended this bed, but I really want to keep that for my squash. So yeah, I'm going to go for this one. I'm only putting in the first earlies at the moment, so second and main crop, they could potentially go in different beds. We'll see how much I fill up of this one. I've only got 12 first early seed potatoes. Oh, I know what's also on the list, Dory, is, yeah, I know, you remembered, weed the garlic, shallot and onion bed. Could you do that while I do the potatoes? Oh, she's looking. Yeah, you think you could be helpful? Or do you just want to chill in your basket? Oh, okay. And that's what she has to say about that. Yeah, so let's do potatoes and then weeding last. Should probably get the weeding out of the way first, because that's the worst job. But no, let's do potatoes first. Yeah, what do you think? What do you think? I've never grown potatoes in the ground before. I'm sure there's a better no-dig way of doing it, but I've gone traditional and dug 2 trenches with and mounted up in the middle. Let me find the right spot to show you. Here we go. So got the mound in the middle and the potatoes either side. I've spaced them 30 centimetres apart, which is apparently correct for first earlies. I'm going to push the soil down over them to just cover the potatoes, so there'll be some mounds still left ready for earthing up as they sprout. I'm also going to put some of the straw and rabbit bedding stuff on top as well. Whew, that was slightly exhausting. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe with the second earlies I'll try a different method of planting them and we can compare. This was dryish compared to the other side of this plot, but it was a little bit wet in this corner, so I've moved this one a bit further along. But yeah, fit my 6 in each side. So this side is Red Duke of York and this side is Maris Bard. Okay, let's get planting. The folks who've been doing this for years must think this woman is ridiculous. I'm quite happy with that. So first earlies finally in. The rabbit bedding on top isn't just a kind of, well, they don't need earthing up, they've just been covered, but I'm not only using it for that purpose, also because, as I said earlier, we're forecast -1 temperatures tonight, so my hope is that that insulates a little bit as well and stops the frost getting to the potatoes. Although Jim, who's my fount of knowledge today, isn't he, he did say you don't have to worry about the potato itself in terms of the frost, it's the shoots. So yeah, I probably could have got these in a week ago at least. Oh well, keep learning. Right, final job for down here is weed the garlic bed, and then home for a rest and lunch. Most of those weeds were just henbit, so really easy to pluck out. But I mean, I'm so impressed that I think every onion, perhaps except 1 or 2, has come up, and even the shallots, which took forever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and I put 15 in, didn't I? Yeah. So super. And the garlic, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of the 15 have come up of the garlic. Oh, there might be another one there actually, just a tiny one. So, but it is this really wet patch. You can see in the corner how wet it is, and the alliums are only just there. But we shall see, we shall see. This first year is all learning, and if nothing else, look at this. A little ladybird enjoying the pear tree. That's what it's about, isn't it? Well, I mean, it's about providing food for yourself, getting exercise, but also just that getting close to the ground and noticing nature and all the things that grow and live and share the world with us. I'm clearly tired, I'm getting philosophical, so time to pack up and head home and get some lunch. I'm giving credit to Dory. Where is she? Oh, there. I had to wait till she moved. Well, there we are. She's been so good today. So good, Dory. You've redeemed yourself. The audience haven't had to hear your incessant barking in the background. Isn't that nice? Good girl. You've been very good. You get home, you can have a treat. Whoa, yes.